truck carrying 10 men and 8 women were caught in an assault on February 14th. The attackers reportedly separated the men from the women and shot the men on sight. 7 Ghanaians were killed, 3 others sustained serious injuries. 1 woman suffered serious injury, while 7 women escaped without severe physical harm. The Speaker, these were not combatants. These were not traders. These breadwinners. These were not, Mr. Speaker, these were not combatants. They were traders, breadwinners, husbands, fathers, sons. Many of them, we are informed, hail from Koforidua in my beloved constituency. Mr. Speaker, today, families in my region and across Ghana are grieving. I extend my deepest condolence to the bereaved families and pray for strength and comfort them in this painful hour. May the souls of the departed compatriots rest in perfect peace. The Speaker, this is not simply an unfortunate incident. When a neighboring state is engulfed in insurgents and it is part of a regional realignment away from ECOWAS structures, including the ECOWAS Trade Regionalization Scheme, which facilitates cross-border trade, prudence demands heightened vigilance from our government. This government cannot hide behind the rhetoric of regional cooperation, while the minister has pointed out a recent security summit in Accra. Summit alone do not protect citizens. Intelligence coordination, actionable advisories, and structured risk mitigation mechanisms do. Mr. Speaker, our tomato traders form an essential backbone of Ghanaian agriculture value chain and cross-border commerce. Yet they were left exposed in a volatile theater of insurgents without adequate security protection or warning. That, Mr. Speaker, is a failure of governance. The Speaker, this House, the minority, demands the following: an immediate parliamentary inquiry into the circumstance surrounding this tragedy, including whether prior intelligence warning existed and what steps, if any, were taken to protect Ghanaian traders operating in high-risk zones. 2, full compensation and state support for the families of the deceased and the injured. These families must not bear the burden alone. 3, a comprehensive review of Ghana's regional security protocol, including travel advisory, cross-border trade risk assessment, and diplomatic coordination with state-experienced armed insurgencies. 4, a briefing to Parliament from the Minister of Interior, Minister of Finance, Defense, and National Security on the evolving security architecture within the Sahel region and its implication for Ghanaian citizens. Mr. Speaker, the loss of lives represents a painful reminder that regional instability is no longer distinct. It is immediate. It is a deadly thing. Mr. Speaker, the Ghanaian people deserve a government that anticipates threats, one that reacts after, not one that reacts after tragedy strikes. We owe it to the victims to ensure that never again are our citizens subjected to these cruel actions or this cruel act without a full protection, vigilance of the Republic. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, the urgent statement is ably made is now for comment. Yes, looking at your back, I'll give the floor to Honourable Atamils before coming to you.
Speaker, by way of a guide, if we agree that we take 2-2. Why? 2-2. We haven't, Speaker, today we haven't exceeded 2. Please. Speaker, today, please, can we do this quietly, please, please, Speaker, today, we have already taken.
Honourable members, this is not the first time that leadership of the House are going to engage as to the number of contributions we should take. This may not also be the last. So if leadership is engaging as to the number of contributions we should take, I think this is what we have been doing always as a house.
Speaker.
Honorable members, the indication earlier is that we have other 19 statements. This, if you add this one, it's a total of 20 statements. It's a total of 20. Look at the other paper. Is there any other statement captured on the other paper that is not important? Honourable members, is there any other statement captured on the other paper which can be said not to be important?
Speaker, so the proposal is that we do 2 plus leadership 3. Oh, but what is? Listen. There are
let me hear from the
statements.
leader.
Why?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, we proposed 666.
Honorable members, can we have some order? At least the leader is on his feet.
Mr. Speaker, we proposed 6 on each side because of the nature of the situation, and our colleagues are calling for 3. So, Mr. Speaker, I think we can have a consensus on 5 and make some progress, Mr. Speaker.
Your people want to talk. Your people.
Please. Speaker. Please. Why are you crying? Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kwame Aguja.
Mr. Speaker, I think this topic is a very important topic. I think let's do 25-25. Let's do 25 here, so that we can have enough time to speak. So let's do 25-25.
Honorable members, by way of providing a guide, I think we can do 3-3, leadership 4.
Speaker, we have already, Speaker, the earlier statement we took, we did 2 plus leadership 3.
Very well.
It's only fair.
But in the circumstances, we will do 3-3 plus leadership, making 4.
Speaker,
But I will plead with honorable members that we go strictly by the rules. When a member gets up to speak, I will indicate the time, and please, when your time is up, do the honorable thing. I do not want a situation where your time will be up, but you ignore the chair, particularly the mace, and still continue talking when the indication is that your time is up. I will also signal you when you have 1 more minute left. So the floor is now open for comment.
Mr. Speaker, just for the records, our side,
5 minutes.
the 3 are Honorable Intim Fojo, Honorable Dominic Nitiwu, and Honorable Abu Jinapo. Then we come to leadership. So, just for your guide.
Honourable members, we are going by the usual 5 minutes by the rules. That comment must not exceed 5 minutes. So, honourable members, we start with Honourable Intim Fojo. The time is 5:40.
Thank you.
The time is 5:40, so you are stopping at 5:45. Please, you are eating into your time. You have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, this is a statement made by this side. So this side has spoken. If you say 4-4 on both sides, that then becomes 5-4. 5-4. That makes it 5-4.
Honourable Minority
That makes it
Leader.
5-4. That makes
Honourable
it 5-4.
Minority Leader, you know that in terms of these numbers, you don't include the maker of the statement. You have the floor. It's now 5:41, so you end at 5:46.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I rise to first express condolences to the 8 persons who were killed in the horrific terrorist killings in Burkina Faso, Ghanaian traders, breadwinners, pillars of their families, contributors to society, and our prayers are with those who are injured and receiving treatment. Condolences to the family. Mr. Speaker, it's a very sad day, 14th of February, a day that should have been a day of joy, a day of love, celebrating Valentine and Chocolate Day, rather became a sad day for this country where the only crime our 19 compatriots committed was, the only crime they committed was to go about their legitimate business, going for goods so that households may eat in this country. But for the failure of the government and the state to protect these citizens, even beyond our borders, for security failure, they met their untimely death. Mr. Speaker, I want to first point out the security failure on the part of the state, because these deaths and these killings are avoidable. The geopolitics of the sub-region is public knowledge. The terrorism threats and crisis we have within our neighboring countries, especially Burkina Faso, is one that is not in doubt and one that does not start from yesterday. For the failure of the state to even provide travel advisory ahead of time, to advise travelers to Burkina Faso and to identify the high-risk areas, and for these traders to be led into the slaughter is most regrettable and most barbaric. Mr. Speaker, was there any effective joint intelligence sharing? And what intelligence was picked up by the people whose job it is to ensure that these intelligence are picked up and Ghanaians traveling to these hot zones are warned ahead of time? What safe passage arrangements were put in place to ensure that Ghanaians traveling to these hotspots were accompanied if indeed they had to go and return? Mr. Speaker, we demand answers. A lot has to be answered. What corridor threat mapping was conducted? And what enhanced security and safe passage mechanisms were activated in these places, knowing very well the situation and the threats we have in this country? And it comes at a time where for 7 months we have no substantive defense minister who will lead these bilateral arrangements to ensure that these adequate security arrangements are put in place to protect our citizens who travel to Burkina Faso. I want to again point out another failure on the part of the government. Even when the crisis occurred, the government failed to offer coordinated government response. It's been six days since the incident occurred, and yet the minister responsible for defense, the minister responsible for foreign affairs have all failed even to make a trip to Burkina Faso to engage at the high level to ensure that the circumstances are ascertained and measures are put in place to forestall this unfortunate happening. Mr. Speaker, another failure I wish to point out was the failure on the part of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Defense even to activate TAMIO's consular response. As we speak, the bodies of our compatriots who perished have not been in a dignified manner identified. There is no dignified repatriation of their bodies.
You have 1 minute more.
Even before the authorities, the Ghanaian authorities will get there, belatedly, the bodies have been buried. So we are denying their families the opportunity to have a dignified burial for these people. Mr. Speaker, when the LWAC incident occurred and 6 people were killed, immediately that same day, an urgent statement was admitted. Minister for Defense came here and briefed the House. Till now, 6 days, no minister for national security, minister for defense, minister for foreign affairs, none has had the courtesy to even appear before this House to brief the House. This goes to show the negligence on the part of the state and those whose responsibilities it is to protect our citizens. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion.
Honorable member, your time is up.
In conclusion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, I give the floor to Honorable Kwame Govins Agboja.
Mr. Speaker.
The time is 5:46.
Mr. Speaker, I join my colleague who just spoke to extend our condolences to our compatriots who died in this horrific situation. We pray that those who are injured, and we are aware that many of them have recovered, and those who are still recovering, we wish them a speedy recovery. Mr. Speaker, the statement is supposed to be a very solemn one and to unite us to make sure that we do the right thing. But, Mr. Speaker, when my colleague was speaking, he spoke about many things that I would give him the benefit of the doubt because he's probably not aware of what actually took place. He used the word, they were led to the slaughter. Mr. Speaker, no Ghanaian was led to the slaughter. My colleague is a reverend minister and knows very well that nobody was led to the slaughter. Mr. Speaker, he also sought to denigrate and the very diplomatic and very hardworking staff of our country in Burkina Faso. For your information, in fact, they have been praised for the timeous and helpful activities they did. They were actually there and did everything possible to give support to our people. So the statement you made that there was nothing like that is completely false, that as a matter of fact. Mr. Speaker, indeed, Ghanaians are all over the world. Today, it may sound very politically convenient for you to say that even if one person died in that situation, it's a very horrific situation that must be dealt with. But we are in this country when 44 of our compatriots were killed in 2005 in Gambia. You were expecting that President Kufuor should have made sure that those 44 people should have had people escorting them around Gambia. So let us separate politics from some of the realities. What happened was wrong. It is a terrorist situation, and I know from the briefing I had was that our country did whatever they could, and we are still working with people to make sure that the rest of the people in Burkina Faso are protected. But, Mr. Speaker, just to say that some of the things that happen in our country cannot be political. And I want to caution all our colleagues that whilst it may sound, and the use of the words like were led to what, they should have been escorted, how do you call it? They should have been given travel advice and everything. Mr. Speaker, even when you travel to, how many of us here on both sides, when we travel even into countries that we call safe, how many of us here entered United Kingdom or United States and reported to our mission that we are in those countries? We don't do it. Otherwise, show us evidence that when you travel. So, Mr. Speaker, it is easy. You travel across the globe. How many times did you report yourself to the mission? Mr. Speaker, yes, our compatriots went to Burkina Faso to trade in tomatoes and other things. Unfortunately, the problem between Mali and Burkina Faso the area where the thing happened was clearly an isolated place that terrorists have operated there before. So it is not as if it is something that has happened which is a fault of nobody. So I was going to say to my colleague that, please, families are still grieving. Families are still trying to nurse injured members. So let us be very careful the way we speak about these things. And I'm waiting to hear how the former defense minister would have handled that in the past. How that former defense minister, in fact, you said that because we didn't have a substantive minister. Under President Kufuor, we had a substantive minister, yet 44 of our compatriots were murdered in Gambia. So it is not about whether we have ministers or not. So let us be guided.
1 minute more.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I take the opportunity again to wish the families of the deceased our condolences and pray that those who are injured recover fully, and so that the ties between our neighbors, Burkina Faso and other things, we need to strengthen these ties to make sure that we work against terrorists wherever they operate in our country. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
I'll give the floor to Honorable Abu Jinapo. The time is 5:50, so you stop.
Thank you,
at
Mr. Speaker.
5:55.
Mr. Speaker, let me join my colleagues to express our condolences to the family. And very quickly, Mr. Speaker, to throw light on what the Minister for Roads have just said. Mr. Speaker, countries across the world give travel advices. The United Kingdom does it, the United States does it. In fact, our government, President Mohammed's government, after this incident in Burkina Faso, has issued a travel advice. So it's very normal for governments to issue travel advices. Mr. Speaker, what happened in Gambia was unfortunate, and indeed, this is the second time Ghanaians have been murdered in such circumstances outside the shores of our country. Mr. Speaker, but it has to be distinguished. This is a terrorist attack. What happened in Gambia was not a terrorist attack. Mr. Speaker, that is why leading security experts such as Dr. Kwesi Emmanuel Bombandi, Vladimir Nchidanso have indicated that what happened in Burkina Faso should be a huge wake-up call to the Ghanaian national security apparatus. And Mr. Speaker, we should not belittle this matter. This House should pay particular attention to what has happened in Burkina Faso. This is a major security breach. On a daily basis, our compatriots travel to Burkina Faso, to Togo, to Cote d'Ivoire. It's their daily existence. And therefore, if tomato sellers, marketers, and traders have been murdered, tomorrow it could be students. Tomorrow next, it could be other group of Ghanaians. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, across the divide, we should agree that the demands the minority have made, that we should have a bipartisan inquiry into this matter, should not be belittled. This is a major wake-up call to the national security apparatus of our country. Mr. Speaker, what will the Minister for Defense, the Honorable Dominic Netewol, have done differently if he had the opportunity? Mr. Speaker, I want to indicate to my friend, the Minister for Roads, that what the Defense Minister would have done is exactly what he did when President Akufo-Addo was in office. The Accra Initiative. The Accra Initiative was a major initiative by the Akufo-Addo administration, which brought the countries along the coast, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, and which co-opted Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. And Mr. Speaker, in all modesty, as Deputy Chief of Staff and Minister for Lands, when I had the privilege to sit in the National Security Council, I saw at first hand the work the Accra Initiative did, which ensured that we had sharing of intelligence, which ensured that we collaborated with our neighbors, which ensured that we had robust mechanisms to prevent, to preempt, to protect, and to respond. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, for 8 years, not even one soul of our compatriots was lost in Burkina Faso. Mr. Speaker, the second thing the Akufo-Addo government would have done, and the minister asked that question, is that, Mr. Speaker, we will not align in the conflict in Burkina Faso. We will continue to be leaders in ECOWAS, and we will continue to support legitimate governments across the West African region. But we will be careful, Mr. Speaker, not to portray our government in a manner which will make our citizens targets. Mr. Speaker, security experts indicated immediately the president of Burkina Faso, General Ibrahim Traoré, became a special guest at the inauguration of President Mahama. And I'm not saying it. Security experts indicated, Mr. Speaker, that Ghanaians were going to become targets. And indeed, these traders, Mr. Speaker, let's ask ourselves the fundamental question. These traders are not combatants. These traders do not play any role in the conflict in Burkina Faso. These traders do not pose any threat. So why were they attacked? Mr. Speaker, I think our friends from the other side should agree with us for us to have this bipartisan inquiry, to assemble the facts and to have the situation unraveled in a bipartisan and objective manner. Mr. Speaker, because I want to indicate that the allegation or suspicion other security experts have posited, that it is because Ghana is seen to be aligning with the government of Burkina Faso, our citizens have become target. Let us establish that allegation to be true or not. I am not insisting that it's true, but we need to find out the truth. So I conclude, I conclude by indicating that this is beyond politics. This is beyond MPP and NDC. We've never had this before. This is unprecedented. This is a major wake-up call to the security architecture of our country and to the Parliament of Ghana. And therefore, let us set up this bipartisan committee of inquiry. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Atamils. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I know this is a very sad thing that has happened to our members in Burkina Faso. But just to answer some of the questions over there.
Your time is 5:55, so you stop.
Thank you.
Exactly as
the killings are avoidable. The killings are avoidable. But let me remind you something. Let me remind you of something. Your former flag bearer, who's now your new flag bearer, went on TV and said the best thing he has ever done in the north was the Palugu Dam. This Palugu Dam was supposed to help us irrigate some land. Look, what happened was we spent 12 million US dollars. And we don't have anything to show. If this dam has been built, we would have been able to grow our tomatoes up north. Ghanaians wouldn't have to go to Burkina. You spend that. You know what we need to do? Let's find out who chopped that $12 million.
Honorable Atamis, you have done 1 minute.
Block over there.
Honorable Atamis, you have done 1 minute. So,
thank you.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, with respect. Mr. Speaker, if we use this platform to open, can I finish?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, this is a statement that deals with matters specifically mentioned in the statement. Mr. Speaker, if the Honorable Atamils enjoying that privilege as a member of the House uses that privilege to attack our flag bearer and quote
Members, order. Let there be order.
Mr. Speaker, I would want to invite the chair to order that aspect of the submissions that sought to quote the flag bearer of the MPP and Mr. Speaker, and to attribute comment one unrelated to the subject matter in issue, and two, to impute improper motive. Mr. Speaker, time and again, even in admitting statements, you have had cause to caution and even to edit situations where His Excellency the President's name has come under reference in statement, and this side has respected that. Mr. Speaker, they are our leaders. Let us be fair, because as soon as that Pandora box is allowed to be open, no, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Atta Mills is a respected gentleman. We all know him to be so in this house. I call him uncle since he entered this chamber. And Mr. Speaker, considering his own stock, he belongs to a stock of gentlemen. He belongs to a stock of measured language. He knows. He knows. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Atta Mills knows that it is wrong for him to impugn improper motive on a matter that is not before the House against a person who is a leader of our party and is not part of this House. Mr. Speaker, I repeat one more time and without more. The Pandora box must be closed. If this humble advice is not taken and the Pandora box is to be opened, I leave it to those who have opened it.
Honorable Nitiwood, why are you up? Very well. Take the concern raised by the minority leader into account, and whatever you say
very much.
must be limited to
the
tomatoes trade that has taken them outside the country, resulting into the incidents.
Sir, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It is a sad situation, but what I'm saying is this, Mr. Speaker. If you're a driver and you have bad wheels on it, and then you get to the end and then you get into an accident, do you blame it on the potholes? We need to be careful the way that we run our politics here in town. We always want to blame somebody else without looking at what we should have done earlier on. The reason why I brought out this Palugu Dam is because it was to help us with our tomato industry. There are so many things that we should have done. Now we are talking about
order. Please, order. Please, order. Please, all honorable members, kindly resume your seats. Honorable members, kindly resume your seats. All honorable members, resume your seats. Honorable Atamils, kindly move away from that. Please. Please, move away from that. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I just read a newspaper article and a news publication in which market women in Techuma are demanding that we should irrigate their land so that they don't have to travel into Burkina Faso to buy tomatoes. It's there, go online. Go online, I just read it. Mr. Speaker, under the Kwalugu multi-purpose project, we were to irrigate 25,000 hectares of land. That is 61,000 acres of land. 1 acre yields 3 metric tons of tomatoes. 1 acre yields 3 metric tons of tomato. So if we had cultivated 61,000, we would have been producing 185,000 metric tons of tomatoes. Mr. Speaker, if the Kwalugu multi-purpose dam had been constructed, the women would not be going to Burkina Faso. This is a question of fact. He is talking about we not doing enough to protect our citizens. This is how you protect your citizens. Irrigate their lands. This is how to protect them. When you take $12 million to do irrigation for them, do the irrigation. You don't chop the money. You chop the money and drove the women into Burkina Faso to buy tomatoes. And they went and died there. And you want to come and do politics in this chamber. Mr. Speaker, it is legitimate for anyone on our side to discuss the multi-purpose dam at Kwalugu, because the whole idea behind the multi-purpose dam was also to irrigate so that we produce the tomatoes in Ghana. That is why we have the Kwalugu tomato factory there. So it is perfectly legitimate for us to raise the issue of the multi-purpose dam. Why you run away from that? You are eager to jump and talk about women being killed in Burkina Faso, but you don't want us to discuss what has led them into Burkina Faso. And you say that this government, led the women into Burkina Faso. It is not this government. It is the tomato factory that you did not enable to be constructed. It is the multi-purpose dam. It is the $12 million you chopped.
Honorable members, with all due respect, if you can bear with me, you will realize that Majority Chief Whip was on his feet severally when Honorable Member Ntim Fojo was speaking. I refuse to recognize him when I can hear objectionable issues. So, honourable members, let's accommodate each other. Let us all be guided by the standing orders that you are entitled to comment on the statement, but the statement should not generate debate. What you are saying is true, but depending upon the way you put it, will generate into debate. Honourable members are indicated that the statement has a diplomatic implications. So let us all be guided in the way we use our 5 minutes to comment on the statement. So again, I will urge upon the honourable member to move away from that. You would have 3 more minutes to conclude your comment. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, before Honorable Atamils gets the opportunity to continue with his comment, the majority leader has made certain statements, which statements have gone into answer. Mr. Speaker, the allegation that somebody has chopped 12 million, I challenge him, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the honorable member who is the majority leader is a lawyer, and he knows. I challenge him to come out with any evidence to suggest or point to a person who has abused any so-called man. Mr. Speaker, his party is in government. Where is their 24-hour economy? Where is the 1 job 3 shifts? Mr. Speaker, this is their 2nd year in office. What jobs has he created? What jobs have you created? There is an issue. Deal with it. You are talking about tomato factory. You've been in office for 1 year. This is your 2nd year. So why are you, before this administration, you were in office for 8 years? So what are you talking about? Don't throw dust into the eyes of people. You are a government of blame game, always interested in the optics, full of comment, less work, more talk. We want evidence of your hard work. Show us the tangibles of your 1 year in office. You are promoting galamsey. Cocoa prices, farm gate prices are coming down. You are not even ashamed to reduce cocoa prices. The poor farmers, you don't care about them. You are not even ashamed. Then you come here, you want to put our flag bearer on a chopping board. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader, if he wants to debate, then he should prepare, because we have all the facts to challenge him. You can't create jobs. You are denying cocoa farmers their money. They've earned their money. You are not paying them. You are not even ashamed of it. Indeed, Pualugu goes against you. Yes, Pualugu indeed. Sing it, Pualugu. Pualugu, yes. Again, sing. Sing, yes. Pualugu. Pualugu, yes. Pualugu, keep singing. Sing Pualugu, because if you create jobs in Pualugu, it will help the poor in that part of the region. Keep on. If you think anybody has chopped any money, prosecute the person. If you think you have evidence, go to court. People have died under your watch. You are denying cocoa farmers their legitimate earning. So go and create jobs at Pualugu. It's good you are singing Pualugu. Create jobs in Pualugu. Pualugu, go ahead. Mr. Speaker, you will not get away with your incompetence and your inaction. You have a government. It's your duty to deliver on your promises. That is your duty as a government. Mr. Speaker, I rest my case.
Honourable members, I think if we can all stick to the rules, the better it is for everybody. The rules are made to guide us. Your comment on the statement should not generate into debate. We agreed on the number of people who will be speaking. If you go this way, probably we may have to spend the rest of the evening on one statement. So, Honorable Samuel Atamils, you have the floor. But please share away from that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I will stay away from the D word. But what I'm saying is, as Ghanaians, we shouldn't be going outside to buy simple things like tomatoes. We need to grow our own tomatoes. And we need to find ways to make sure that we grow our own tomatoes. But I just wanted to sound a word of caution over here. Be careful how you blame the other side. Sometimes you have to look at yourself first and ask yourself, what could I have done? We need to be careful the way that we blame others. These are Ghanaians who went there. These were Ghanaians who went there. And maybe what we need to do is, if one district, one dam had worked, we could have had. Maybe we would have had more farmers up north. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Members, I proceed to give the floor to Honorable Nitiwu.
Mr. Speaker, in the history of Ghana,
the time is 17 minutes after 6.
Mr. Speaker, in the history of Ghana, this is the most devastating terrorist attack where our citizens, at least 8 of them have lost their lives. Some reports say 9, but at least 8 have been confirmed. Mr. Speaker, I will not be tempted to downplay the severity of this situation. Mr. Speaker, I will not be tempted because we have grieving families. If they are watching what is happening in Parliament today, they will be very sad that their representatives can be singing and we are laughing when people have lost their lives. Maybe we don't see the effect of what has happened in Burkina. Mr. Speaker, we may not see it today, but I can tell you, for sitting there for 8 years, it is a very serious thing, and Ghanaians will have to take it up. Yes, anybody from the north, including all of us from the north, will say, Mr. Speaker, that the greatest thing that will happen to the north, especially those in Upper East, Upper West, and Northeast, will be the construction of the Palugu Dam. Mr. Speaker, NDC has been given 17 years in power, NPP 16 years in power. Mr. Speaker, the cost of the Palugu Dam, the cost. So anybody after 16 years who now dreamt that we must have a Palugu Dam should be praised. You should praise Baumia for bringing up that concept. Mr. Speaker, the cost of that project was 993 million. A mobilization of 11.9 million was paid. If you think, Mr. Speaker, if you think that pay mobilization was a crime, convict the people. You are in government for 14 months. What are you doing? And you are still complaining as if you are in opposition. But Mr. Speaker, like I said, I want to talk about security matters. For the first time in our history, terrorism started in Burkina in 2018. The more reason why, and you can ask the Association of Tomato Sellers, The more reason why these people went there is because they had the illusion that Ghanaians will never be attacked. Yes. You can ask, go outside and ask the president of the Tomato Youth Association. They had the illusion that Ghana, for Ghana, oh, they have not. In fact, their interpreter told them, for Ghana, they don't attack, go. It has always been so. Why is it that they attacked them? The vehicle was a Ghanaian vehicle, so they knew the registration number was Ghanaian. The language they spoke to them, they had to speak to them through an interpreter. They knew they were Ghanaian. Why were they attacked? That's what we should be asking ourselves. For 8 years, in fact, for 10 years, since 2018 till now, they never attacked Ghanaians. Why is it that for the first time they have attacked Ghanaians? Mr. Speaker, that's why I said that we shouldn't downplay it. It's a very serious matter. We should not downplay it. We shouldn't downplay it.
Yes, Honorable Nitu, you have 2 minutes more. Let me listen to leader.
Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, the former Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Shirley Ayoko-Botchwey, is no longer with us here. In 2023, my constituents, 9 of them, crossed over into Burkina Faso because they had kept their cattle with some Fulani herdsmen there. And the military went and rounded the cattle up. And when they announced that they should come for their cattle, and my constituents crossed over to collect their cattle, 9 of them were killed. I reported to the Minister for Foreign Affairs at that time, 2023, yes, 2023, I reported to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The Minister of Foreign Affairs tried to reach out. She reached out to her counterpart. Up to date, we have not even been able to retrieve their bodies. So, Mr. Speaker, you cannot say that this is the first time that Ghanaians are being attacked there. Many Ghanaians have been attacked and killed in Burkina Faso. Indeed, let me tell you one thing. At a certain point, Mr. Speaker,
That's our leader. Why?
I border. My constituency shares a border with Burkina Faso. And so I'm telling you from personal knowledge. Let me tell you how it started. Let me tell you how it started. When the terrorists started their fights, because we introduced free medical care through the NHIA system, a lot of Burkinabés, listen, Mr. Speaker, a lot of Burkinabés cross over to our side of the border and then get our national ID card, and then they use our national ID card to register NHIA, National Health Insurance Authority. So that anytime they are sick, they will cross over and attend our hospitals. What happened? When the conflict started, anytime that the terrorists killed some young people, very often when they searched their pockets, they found a Ghana ID card number, Ghana ID card. So they began to think that Ghanaians were crossing over to come and join the terrorists or join the government against the terrorists. That was when they started attacking Ghanaians. I share a border with Burkina Faso. Whatever happens there, I get to know. So you can't say this is the first time that Ghanaians have been killed.
Honorable Nitiwood, you still have your 2 minutes intact. It's now 6:24. You stop at 6:26.
Mr. Speaker,
Please.
is it not sad that the majority that will inform Ghanaians that 9 of his people were killed by Burkinabe military and he never made a statement in this house? That's what you're saying. you are here singing Palugu. Your people are here singing Palugu. You don't make a statement in this house about it. Mr. Speaker, it's very, very sad. Mr. Speaker, I say that the reason why they are targeting Ghanaians is exactly what the Minister, Honorable Abu Jinapor said. The perception that we are aligning with the Burkinabe authority is making us enemies of the people, the terrorists. And in other case, the 9 people that were killed by Burkinabe military, as he said, not by terrorists. So it was not a terrorist attack. And you are singing Palugu here. Your people died. And we are talking about it. You are singing Palugu. Look for the 900 million and Mr. Speaker, secondly, why is the foreign minister now issuing trouble adversaries instead of before? 3, why is the defense minister? Why is the defense minister not on the flight to Burkina? Why is the defense minister of Ghana not on the flight to Burkina? Unfortunately, it's not the duty of the interior minister. That's not his duty. His duty ends at Paka, Burkina. It's the minister for defense. The soldiers in Burkina are fighting terrorism. So where is your minister for defense? Why is he not on the flight to Burkina? And you are here singing Palugu.
Honorable Nitiwuri, your time is up. Yes.
Mr.
James
Speaker,
Agaga, you have the floor. It's now 18:26.
Mr. Speaker, it is sad to hear my brother, the Honorable Abu Jinapor, state in his contribution to this particular statement that they introduced the Accra Initiative to fight terrorism. Mr. Speaker, the facts are very clear. Accra Initiative was birthed by them, but by December 2022, they had completely destroyed the Accra Initiative. When President Akufo-Addo set foot in Washington and reported to Anthony Blinken, he snitched on the Burkinabes when he told Anthony Blinken, the then Secretary of State of the United States, that Burkina Faso had brought terrorists, had brought the Wagner forces to help them fight terrorism. That was the day Burkina Faso withdrew from the Accra Initiative. Mr. Speaker, that was the day Burkina Faso refused to collaborate with Ghana in terms of intelligence sharing to deal with terrorism. Mr. Speaker, when President Mahama became president, he decided that there was need for us to have continuous collaboration with the Burkinabes, and that is why he immediately appointed a special envoy in the person of Colonel Bevlo Lati to continue to liaise with the Burkinabes, the Malians, and the Nigerians in our quest to fight terrorism. And so I am very disappointed that today our colleagues on the other side are saying that the reason why Ghanaians were killed in Burkina Faso is because we glorified a head of state, Ibrahim Traore, in our country, and that is why Ghanaians are being attacked. That is the most irresponsible statement that can come from this side of the House. Mr. Speaker, why is Ibrahim Traore not a head of state?
You have spoken for only 2 minutes. Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable James Agaga, Honorable James Agaga is a respected member of this House. He cannot, Mr. Speaker, he cannot, in commenting on an important matter like this, tell this House that the former president of this country snitched on another country. Very unacceptable. This should not be coming from you. Don't use that language in this House. It's unparliamentary. Mr. Speaker, he cannot
He cannot substantiate this. You cannot use this privilege to use words unbecoming of a member of parliament against the former president. If this is said about President Mahama, you won't be happy. I won't accept you using this against President Akufo-Addo. Mr. Speaker, members of parliament must rely on facts in the argument. How can you say a president of your country, a country you love, met a U.S. diplomat and snitched on another country, Mr. Speaker? And we seem to be accepting this, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Agaga should know better, and I know he knows better. There is no fact supporting that claim. And I plead, Mr. Speaker, that you order those statements that President Akufo-Addo snitched on Burkina Faso to be, Mr. Speaker, should be expunged from the record. Mr. Speaker, I have said before, and I'm repeating for the umpteenth time, that the NDC members in this chamber are opening the Pandora box. You are in government. Respectfully, colleagues, let's get serious. Respectfully, this is the second attempt. The first attempt attacking Dr. Baumia. Now it's your turn. You're attacking Akufo-Addo. Don't let it be that when members start using unbecoming language, you will now call the speaker to caution. Stop it. Let's have a free-flow debate. Let's discuss the issues. It is a sad situation. People have died. Families are grieving. And we as members of parliament are trivializing it and thinking that it is something to play politics with. Please, Mr. Speaker, I will conclude by humbly urging you, in the first instance on Honorable Atamils, he did not withdraw the unbecoming comment against Dr. Baumia. You only asked him to move away from there. Now, he is also repeating. I would plead, Mr. Speaker, I would plead for the sake of tomorrow that you ask him to withdraw. He should withdraw.
Honorable member, you've heard the minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, I am surprised that the minority leader is speaking this way. He should advert his mind to the meaning of the word that you snitch. I know he's somebody who loves English literature. I'm surprised at him today, Mr. Speaker. Snitch simply means to inform, an informant. It's so clear. It's so clear. It's so clear. It's so clear. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect.
Honorable James
With the
Agaga.
greatest respect. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable James Agaga, do the needful. Honorable James Agaga, Honorable James Agaga, do the needful. Let me give you the rest of your time to continue. Please do the needful.
Oh, Mr. Speaker. To say somebody informed.
Please do the needful.
Anyway, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Majority Leader, with all due respect. Honorable Majority Leader. Honorable Majority Leader, with all due respect.
Mr. Speaker, just a moment. Mr. Speaker, just a moment, Mr. Speaker. Just a moment, Mr. Speaker. No. No, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I think you can see that today I am in a mood to listen to everybody, but I will be firm. So, Honorable James Agaga, do the needful.
Very well. Mr. Speaker, I will withdraw the word snitch and substitute say with inform, which is synonymous. It is synonymous.
Honorable Minority Leader. Honorable Minority Leader. Honorable Minority Leader, I have ordered him to withdraw. He has withdrawn. I will ask that the word informant should also be expunged from the record. But to use the word informed, I do not think that is unparliamentary.
Very well.
But snitch, informant is unparliamentary. So they are withdrawn. Yes, you have 3 more minutes.
Very well. And so, Mr.
And it's
Speaker,
now 6:35.
the point I'm making is that the Accra Initiative died a natural death when President Akufo-Addo informed the United States Secretary of State that Burkina Faso had hired the Wagner forces to help it fight terrorism. Mr. Speaker, what was the response of Burkina Faso? Burkina Faso immediately recalled its ambassador here in Accra because of that comment. In fact, the president of Ghana at the time caused a diplomatic row between us and Burkina Faso. That is how collaboration between Ghana and Burkina Faso came to a complete halt. Mr. Speaker, when President Mahama assumed the reins of governance in this country, realizing the need for us to continue to have a link in our quest to fight terrorism, he appointed a special envoy who continued to work closely with the Burkinabés and the Malians to ensure that our national security apparatus was on top of intelligence and had the ability to help us fight terrorism. And so I am surprised that my brother Abu Jinapo and Honorable Dominic Nituwul are making the case that the reason why Ghanaians have been attacked is because we are not on top of intelligence. No, we are on top of intelligence. What they need to understand is that terrorism is constantly evolving. It is constantly evolving, and so what happened in Burkina Faso is a case study. Let us ask ourselves, why are the Burkinabés now attacking Ghanaians? It is because they believe, the terrorists believe that if they allow Ghana and Burkina Faso to forge the kind of partnership the two presidents and of course the other leaders of the Alliance for Sahelian States are trying to forge, they will be weaker. That is the reason. Any security analyst should advert his mind to these facts. And so they would want to attack Ghanaians so that Ghanaians will begin to speak like the way the former Minister of Defense has spoken, and I am very disappointed. So we would continue to collaborate with the Burkinabés. Ibrahim Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, is the head of state of a sovereign nation. You cannot say that our president, who is also the head of state, should not have dealings with another head of state. I mean, where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? That is the impression you created. You have been reported on City News. City News reported you that one of the reasons you ascribe for the attacks on Ghanaians is because we have glorified Ibrahim Traoré in this country. That statement is regrettable, and I am disappointed. Mr. Speaker, I want to make the point that Ghana and Burkina Faso are brotherly nations. We are brotherly nations and must continue to work together. We have not glorified any coup maker. Ibrahim Traoré is the president of Burkina Faso and deserves to have relations with this country.
I'll
and we shall
proceed to give the floor to the minority leader.
In our fight against terrorism. Thank you very much.
Speaker, with respect, I yield to the member for Malaysia South to take the...
Very well.
The
you have the floor. The time is 6:39.
Mr. Speaker, I think the
Honorable Minority Leader, for yielding to me. Mr. Speaker, I would want to start by expressing my condolences to the bereaved family, Mr. Speaker, and to those who suffered injuries. I wish them speedy recovery. Mr. Speaker, I want to put on record that at no point and under no circumstance did Burkina Faso withdraw its ambassador from the Republic of Ghana. Contrary to the facts, Mr. Speaker, expressed by my brother, the Honorable Agaga, the ambassador remained in the Republic of Ghana. He's a former CDS. He continued to remain in the Republic of Ghana. The representative of the Accra Initiative from Burkina Faso continued to remain in Ghana. At no point did the Accra Initiative collapse, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, indeed, it should also be captured on record that with all that Honorable Agaga has stated in this House, Mr. Speaker, at no point was terrorist attack.
Member, you spoke for 2 minutes. Yes, Honorable James Agaga.
Mr. Speaker,
it is now 6:41, and he started at 6:39. Honorable, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, in my submissions, I used appropriate words. I never stated anywhere that the ambassador was withdrawn. I said he was recalled. To recall an ambassador is not the same as to withdraw. There is a distinction between a recall and a withdrawal. So please don't misquote me. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, he was not recalled, he was not withdrawn. Yes. These are...
Honorable member is now 42, so
Mr. Speaker,
you end at
Mr.
45.
Speaker, I've watched speakers upon speakers from the other side of the aisle. None of them, Mr. Speaker, condoled the bereaved family. Yesterday, I was watching television. Mr. Speaker, I was watching television yesterday. Mr. Speaker, chills went down my spine when a mother stated, Mr. Speaker, that her child has been buried in Burkina Faso and she would never get to see.
Honorable member, hold it. Honorable members, with all due respect, where I sit, if you use objectionable language, I know. I've listened to everybody. You know it is not factually correct that the speakers from the other side, none of them condone with
Mr.
the
Speaker, they
family.
will correct it when they have the opportunity.
So,
Mr. Speaker,
honorable members,
Mr.
with all
Speaker,
due respect, I listen to
Mr.
everybody.
Speaker,
please hold it. I listen to everybody.
Mr. Speaker,
if you use objectionable language, I know. And that is the instances where I will want to take objection from the other side.
Mr. Speaker, I'm guided. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, in watching television, I watched a woman deeply in pain, in anguish, crying over the bereavement of her child. Mr. Speaker, the woman said, and so I couldn't get to see the remains of my child. Mr. Speaker, that really sent chills down my spine. Mr. Speaker, it could have been my mother. Mr. Speaker, it could have been the trader in Subin Valley in my constituency. Mr. Speaker, it could have been the trader in Kejetia. It could have been the trader in Bantama. Mr. Speaker, is it because they are not the suit-wearing, flowery-speaking politician friends that we cannot show sympathy to? Mr. Speaker, we could have attended upon these statements or comments, Mr. Speaker, with a bit more solemnity. Mr. Speaker, we did that when our colleagues, Mr. Speaker, very respectfully, were called by their makers. Mr. Speaker, they mourned with us. Mr. Speaker, they cried with us.
Mr. Speaker, very respectfully, the nation was in mourning. Mr. Speaker, they are the reason why we are in this chamber. Mr. Speaker, they are the reason why. Mr. Speaker, because they are not one of us, there is no national mourning. Mr. Speaker, because they are not one of us, it took days for a statement to be issued. Mr. Speaker, and now you are here singing Pualugu Dam. Mr. Speaker, that is the height of insensitivity. Mr. Speaker, Commander Sugar Factory, yet you are talking about Pualugu Dam. Mr. Speaker, very respectfully, there is a fundamental question which has been confirmed. Mr. Speaker, it's been confirmed by my brother Agaga. He says that there is a case study. Mr. Speaker, what is the case study? Is it because of the relationship of our president with that of the president of Burkina Faso, which has resulted in this? Indeed, Mr. Speaker, that is an admission that there is the need for an inquiry. This House cannot gloss over that necessity. Otherwise, our insensitivity, Mr. Speaker, very respectfully, is going to offend Ghanaians the more. The necessity for an inquiry, Mr. Speaker, has been confirmed by Mr. Agaga. Yes. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, we are inviting you.
Remember, your time is up.
Mr. Speaker, we are inviting you to make an
Honorable what you are doing, I think you are urging him to be disorderly. I don't expect you as a senior member of the House to ask the member to ignore me and continue talking. So please. Yes, it's now time for the majority leader. Yes, he yielded. So if you also want to yield, I think we've done the 3-3. We've now come to leadership. Yes, you are yielding. So you have the floor. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you.
It's now 6:47.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on this very important statement. Mr. Speaker, the general background of the increase of these activities is one thing we need to condemn. It was senseless, and it is not something we should encourage. Mr. Speaker, as a young woman speaking this afternoon or this evening, Mr. Speaker, and listening to this comment, and generally we want to politicize it, Mr. Speaker, is one thing we need to condemn. When there are current issues, let us look for solution to solve it. The blame game in this chamber, Mr. Speaker, is becoming unbecoming. Matters like this, and looking at my colleague woman, because of her life, because of the family, need to travel, Mr. Speaker, and at the end, what happens? And as leaders, we sit here and we want to blame, Mr. Speaker, blame the government, which the situation just happened, and all of us, Mr. Speaker, we are leaders. We need to contribute and have a way to solve this matter. Mr. Speaker, these women were traders, and it's very essential to talk about this matter because, Mr. Speaker, they help us to live our life. And so I would encourage all the sub-region leaders, Mr. Speaker, to help improve the security issues day in, day out that is causing a lot of us. The panic, because we cannot tell where we'll find ourselves tomorrow. And so I would encourage the government to continue to invest in agriculture so that we get our women stay here in Ghana. Just like the Feed Ghana initiative and many more. Mr. Speaker, again, I would plead with some institutions like Maslow and other institutions that support women. Because you can imagine the capital of these women and coming back and other people losing their life. I can imagine how other families are going to even stay. Mr. Speaker, on this note, I will plead to the entire leaders that we should all come together, find solutions, because issues like this at the sub-regions affect the entire West African countries. And I will take this opportunity to express my condolence to the bereaved families. Because it's not easy, Mr. Speaker. I am saying that because sometimes you imagine yourself as a single mother. Majority of them, they are single mothers. And they need to come, work, and feed families. And so I watched some men's comments, and Mr. Speaker, I get so sad. Let us come together as one and look for solution and assist the entire country. Thank you.
Honourable members, we've come to the end of that statement. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Oh, we have to adjourn. We have to adjourn. We have to adjourn. Mr. Speaker, I think we had earlier agreed to do two main statements, and we made concessions for our friends on the other side to make a statement on Burkina Faso, which has taken us through quite some heated discussions. But the two statements that we promised to take, we haven't taken them. So it is my plea that we allow the first deputy whip on the majority side to make barely one-page statement, just a one-page statement on an incident that is also very current, which is the stealing of a baby, yesterday, I think, yesterday at Mamprobi Polyclinic. Mr. Speaker, it's just a one-page statement. It's not long. We may not even take comments on that, and then we can adjourn for the day. Commit.
Yes, Liles, that's the application on the floor. Honorable Minority Leader, when it comes to application, I hear from the leaders rather than from the back.
Mr. Speaker, the request is coming from a leader, and this is a gender-sensitive matter. So, Mr. Speaker, this side of the House has no objection, except to remind them that one good turn deserves another.
Members, statement standing in the name of the first majority whip and member of parliament for Adan, Honorable Comfort Doyo Kujo. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful to make this urgent statement on an incident that has caught the attention of the Ghanaian society on Tuesday, 17th February 2026, with regards to the rescue of a baby that was stolen from the mother at Mamprobi Polyclinic, whilst the nursing mother was recovering from cesarean operation she underwent some few days ago. Mr. Speaker, I would like to commend the swift and professional action of the Ghana Police Service and the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, led by its sector minister, Na Mobolate, following the successful arrest of the woman involved in the theft of a baby at the Mamprobi Polyclinic, Accra. The timely intervention of the security agencies and the ministry ensured the safe rescue of the baby and the immediate reunification of the child with the biological mother. This outcome reflects the effectiveness of the interagencies collaboration and the commitment of our state institutions to the protection of children and the vulnerable persons. Mr. Speaker, my appreciation goes to the police officers and the gender minister whose diligence, sensitivity, and professionalism brought this distress incident to a safe and reassuring conclusion. Their actions have restored public confidence and brought relief to the affected family and the wider community. While commending the effort of Mr. Speaker, it is important that effective steps are taken to enhance security measures across public and private health facilities nationwide. Hospitals and clinics must strengthen access control, surveillance systems, and staff vigilance to foster similar incidents in the future. Protecting mothers, newborn babies, and patients must remain a top priority within our healthcare system. Mr. Speaker, I urge the Ministry of Health, with Parliament's commitment to support policies and resources allocation that would improve security infrastructure in health facilities and safeguard the welfare of children across the country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
All members, the statement is ably made. I'll give the floor to Honorable Patricia Piaget.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to commend the maker of the statement, our own President of the Women Caucus, for taking such a prompt action on what happened 2 days ago. And in commending her for the statement, I would also like to commend the security, the alertness of the security within the vicinity. And I'm sure that they had the sense, having worked there for some time, they have been observing certain activities, and it is very important that these activities are brought to the attention of the administrators, and the necessary security actions that needs to be imposed at the time of visits of the hospital is very much required. What happens, Mr. Speaker, is that if we allow people to just pop in at any time in the hospitals, that is when we have unguided situations where a visitor can just come and steal babies away. It is very disheartening to note that a mother, having carried a baby for 9 months, comes in, have a child, and even look at the condition in which he was in. the temperature rise and all that, it's something that is something that any mother will feel strongly about. It is important that we take the necessary measures to ensure that once the babies are born, where we keep them, over here, I think my observation has been one that babies are kept by the bedside of their mothers. When it happens like that, when the mother goes out to either have a wash or even go to the restroom, it is not safe for the mother to keep the baby alive. I think we should be taking all these things into consideration and come up with the best security measures to ensure that when we have our babies, nobody has access to those babies, and mothers will feel safe when they deliver. It is my wish and my plea that the administrators of these hospitals would take a very serious view of this situation and ensure that the measures that they are going to take will take immediate effect and it will not be delayed. I will take this opportunity to commend all the security guards who could identify what was happening. They had the sense to identify what was happening and was able to detect and save the child for the mother. I thank the maker of this statement, and I thank the hospital administrators for taking immediate action on this issue. So we as women, we are very grateful, but very much alert that the right decisions will be made. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Leadership, I need some guidance as to the number that we are taking.
Mr. Speaker, we've done 5 hours, so we're in your hands. I think we agreed that we'll just take her statement and then one comment, and then we'll call it a day.
Very well. On this note, that brings us to the end of a statement for the day. Honourable members, as indicated by the majority leader, we have gone beyond 5 hours, 45 by order 56. I will proceed to adjourn the House. The House is accordingly adjourned till Friday, 20th February, 2026 at, yes, leaders. Tomorrow being Friday, should it be the usual 2 o'clock? Yes, Majority Leader?
No, tomorrow we can start at 12. 12, we can start at 12 tomorrow.
Remember, the House is adjourned till Friday, 20th February, 2026 at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.